everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Life in the Village. My name is Alex, and I live in a small village called Green Valley. Today, I want to talk about why I love living in the countryside and what makes village life so special. If you've ever wondered what it's like to live in a village, this podcast is for you. Let's get started. Peace and quiet. First of all, life in the village is very peaceful. There is no noise from cars, buses, or trains. Instead, I wake up to the sound of birds singing. It's so relaxing. In the city, there is always something happening, people talking, cars honking, machines working. But here, everything is calm and quiet. I can sit outside in my garden and listen to the wind in the trees. It's like nature's music. Another great thing about village life is the clean air. In the city, the air can be polluted because of all the cars and factories. But in the village, the air is fresh and pure. I can take deep breaths and feel the difference. It's good for my health and gives me more energy. Nature everywhere. One of the best things about living in the village is being close to nature. Every day I see beautiful landscapes, green fields, tall trees, and colorful flowers. In spring, the village comes to life. Birds build their nests and baby animals are born. I often see rabbits, deer, and even foxes in the fields. It's like living in a nature documentary. I also have a big garden where I grow my own vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, potatoes, and cucumbers. It's so satisfying to eat food that I've grown myself. Plus, it's healthier and tastes much better than store bought vegetables. Many villagers grow their own food, and we often share with our neighbors. It's a great way to connect with people, community, and friendship. Speaking of neighbors, village life is all about community. Everyone knows each other and helps out when needed. For example, if someone is sick, their neighbors bring them food or help with their chores. In the city, people often don't even know their neighbors' names. But in the village, we're like one big family. We also have many community events, festivals, fairs, and markets where people come together to celebrate. My favorite event is the Harvest Festival in the fall. We decorate the village with lights and flowers, and there is music, dancing, and lots of delicious food. It's a time to be grateful for what we have and to enjoy each other's company. A slower pace of life. Life in the village is slower than in the city. There is no rush to get things done. I can take my time and enjoy the little things. In the morning, I like to sit outside with a cup of tea and watch the sunrise. In the evening, I often take a walk and watch the sunset. These small moments make me feel happy and grateful. In the city, people are always busy. They work long hours, commute, and deal with traffic. But in the village, life is simpler. I have more time for my family and friends. I also have time for hobbies like reading, painting, and gardening. Living in the village has taught me to appreciate the simple things in life. Challenges of village life. Of course, village life isn't perfect. There are some challenges too. For example, there aren't as many shops or services as in the city. If I need something special, I have to drive to the nearest town. Public transportation is also limited. Most people here have cars, but if you don't, getting around can be difficult. Another challenge is the lack of job opportunities. Many people work in agriculture or small businesses. Some commute to the city for work, but it can be tiring. However, for me, the benefits of village life outweigh the challenges. I love the peace, nature, and community here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Why I chose village life? You might be wondering why I chose to live in the village. Well, I grew up in the city, but I always felt like something was missing. I was stressed and tired all the time. One day, I visited a village and fell in love with it. The people were friendly, the nature was beautiful, and a slower pace of life was exactly what I needed. So I decided to move here, and it was the best decision I ever made. Living in the village has changed my life. I feel healthier, happier, and more connected to the world around me. I've learned to appreciate the simple things like a walk in the forest or a conversation with a neighbor. I've also learned to be more self sufficient, growing my own food and fixing things around the house. It's a different way of life, but it's perfect for me. Tips for living in the village. If you are thinking about moving to the village, here are some tips. 1. Be prepared for a slower pace of life. It might take some time to adjust, but it's worth it. 2. Learn to enjoy nature. Spend time outside, go for walks, and appreciate the beauty around you. 3. Get involved in the community. Meet your neighbors, join local events, and make new friends. 4. Be patient. Village life is different from city life, but it's full of rewards. Vocabulary. Peaceful. A state of calm, quiet, and harmony. Example: the park was very peaceful in the morning. Community: a group of people living at the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Example: the small town has a strong sense of community. Outweigh means to be heavier, greater, or more significant than something else. Example: the benefits of exercise outweigh the risks. The good things about exercise are more important than the bad things. Self sufficient means being able to provide for your own needs without relying on others. Example: the farmer was self sufficient growing all his own food. Conclusion: why I love village life. To sum up, I love living in the village because of the peace, nature, community, and slower pace of life. It's not always easy, but it's a life full of beauty and meaning. If you've ever dreamed of living in the countryside, I encourage you to give it a try. You might just fall in love with it like I did. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my life in the village. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, feel free to leave a comment. Until next time, take care and enjoy the simple things in life. Goodbye.